Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's a cold, sunny, snowed up day here in southeast Missouri. And it snowed night before last, so we had snow yesterday that we totally did not expect. But so it's all melted and everything, except you can see it on the fields and on the trees, and it looks really pretty. And so we spent a lot of time in yesterday taking care of some things. And today, I've been so busy the last 2 weeks that today I just thought I would do something fun and relaxing for myself. And I'm happy for anyone who should come by and visit with me. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be working in at least this journal. I'm not sure if I'm going to work in another one I have or not, but I'm going to work in this one some. And so it's just a plain little journal with plain pages. It doesn't have lines on it or anything. It's not I forgot what those are called. It's not one of those other kinds. I can't think what they are. It's just a regular, it has nice thick pages in it. So it's great for painting and collaging and what have you. And it's not too bad yet. Right now it has some extra papers in it that I'm holding pages with. So it's not going to get too badly gaitered up, but it may a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and start. I'm sure people will trickle in as they get notifications and what have you. I was having problems today getting my notifications out, so I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and get busy because you know how time flies. So I've already done pretty much half of the pages in the book. They're not all finished, but when I did this first, it started out as a JB5 book where you go through and you do 5 things. You go through and you paint every page, then you use stencils, then you use stamps, and you just keep going like that for 5 things. I don't even remember what they all were now. So every other double page spread, I've already started working in. So I'll just flip through those real quickly. And then these are the ones I just started. And all I'm doing is rolling some paint to the background. So I'm going through and doing that on every page. And I've got fairies on the pages that are already started. But I don't think I'm going to put fairies on the other pages. I think I'm going to save the other pages and work on just line drawings and doodling and Zentangles and things like that on those pages, whatever I think of, but not fairies. I have a bunch more I could put in here, but that's what I'm thinking anyway. I think I probably have enough of them in here already. So here's another one. So you can see I've already worked on some. They're not finished, but I've already started working on some of those. I like to go through and work on it until I get tired of that page and go to a next page. And then I'll come back and eventually finish them all. So these are just some bright colors that I've rolled on for a background. So it's not a blank page. And I didn't really try to pick a color, a specific color. I have a basket of paints over here. I just took one out of there and put it on. So some of them it kind of turns out to where they have, colors that really go with the pages I've already done. So, but there's so much color in here, you could almost put any color there and it would go with it. Okay, so here's some. I just put that in there so they wouldn't stick together. So now I'm just going to go ahead. Hi, Lisa. Oh, I'm glad to see you here. Thank you for coming. I'm happy for you to stay however long you feel like staying. Everybody has busy things. And sometimes just relaxing on Sunday afternoons. So thanks for coming. I'm just doing something easy that I don't have to think about too much and just trying to have a relaxing time of it. So let's see. I've got Americana paints. I've got golden fluid acrylics. I think that's mostly what I have here. Trying to use up some of these old paints before they're totally unusable. That's what happens when you get too many paints. For some reason, everything I'm touching, I'm getting on me. But that's how it goes. Oh, maybe I got it on here. So I'm just using a stack of yeah, Lisa, just relax and play with some paint. That's kind of what I'm doing. I had some deadlines last week I had to deal with, and those are over. So now I can get back to my regularly scheduled life, which means nothing. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just putting that on here, rolling it out. I'm using this as my palette, and it's over here beside me. And I thought I would be able to save the pages and use them like I do with jelly plate roll-offs, but they're not coming out very nice, so I'm not really too worried about it. And then I thought maybe I could do some frottage with it. That didn't work too well either. So no complications, just easy stuff today. Whatever happens, happens. I'll be putting more paint on these pages too before I do anything else to them. So this is just the first coat, first color that's going down. And I like to, if anybody who's watched me very much knows that I like to do things, I forgot the word. Hi, Beth. Nice to see you, Beth. I like to do a whole bunch of the same thing at one time. What do you call that? Can never think of that word. Like in a factory. Oh, thank you. Look, thank you. I got it. Hold on, I got to take care of a dog issue. Half a pill of the one that says acid reflux and the one that says stomach something on it. Okay. Half of each crushed up in the crusher and mixed in a tiny bit of peanut butter. Okay. Sorry.
So half of each?
Half of each. Dog's having a problem. She's got acid reflux, and especially it seems like when she gets excited, it gets worse, and I don't know. So we're dealing with that the best we can. My daughter and her daughter are both here. Livy just brought me some hot chocolate. Repetition. Assembly line. That's it, Beth. Why can I never think of that? I use that word all the time, but I can never think of it. It takes me forever to think of it. Isn't that funny? So then when I get down to where, I don't want to put any more paint on there, I just take this and use it and get some of that paint off. You know how to do it. You know how to do it. Who else is here? Let's see. Janet. Hi, Janet. Lisa and Beth and Janet. Hi, girls. Thanks for coming. I probably talked about it already before, but I had this big card making event at church. The ladies have decided to start a card ministry, and they wanted to do handmade cards. Well, apparently there's nobody else there who they thought could do it. So they asked me, and of course I said yes, and it was fun. So, but the problem was I didn't know who knows how to do what, what kind of experience they had or anything. So I spent quite a bit of time getting it all ready. And our goal was hopefully 100 cards. We wanted to make 100 cards to get them started for the first of the year, knowing that we would have to make some more later on, But I thought 100 would be a good start. So that was our goal. Let me take a sip of this. Oh, that's very hot. Take my puppy to get fixed. Yeah. How big is he? I used onesies on my girls to keep them from, bothering things. It worked really well, really well. I had to cut some arms out and stuff, but other than that, it worked real well. So anyway, we did this card project, and our goal was 100 cards. We ended up having, I think maybe 12 or 13 ladies. Some were in the morning, some in the afternoon. A couple were there all day. And we ended up making 87 cards. So I did all the grunt work ahead of time so that all they had to do was follow a list and cut the sizes of the paper or cut however many things on the embossing machine or whatever. And then in the afternoon, we did all the cutting in the morning, stopped for lunch. And then in the afternoon, we put them all together. It worked out really well. The system I set up worked really well. I was very pleased with it. And they ended up with some nice little cards. I did not design the cards. I lifted the designs from Pinterest because I didn't think I would. I thought I would go crazy before before I managed to get that many cards designed. So we ended up doing 14, I think, different designs. And so they did like 5 or 6 or 1 or 2 more than that of each design. And the designs are actually I made we only made like 6 that say happy birthday and 6 that say just a note.
Where is it?
Oh, it's in the blue basket, like right under where the canisters are. You'll see it in a blue basket in the cabinet under the canisters.
Okay.
Nobody knows how to find anything but me. But anyway, so, but the designs are versatile enough to where we can make more of the same designs using everything I've already done, just change the colors, and we'll still have cards that look different. And just by changing the components a little bit, changing the colors and the papers. And so we know now that we can do at least 80 in one day. And it wasn't too bad. I got there at 8:15, I think. We set up. The ladies got there at 9. And we left. I think we stopped working about 4:30. And then one of the ladies and I stayed and cleaned everything up and packed our cars back up and went home. So it wasn't too bad. Now, bear in mind, I probably could have made the cards myself, because I spent about 18 hours myself getting everything ready so that it would be really easy for them since I didn't know, who knew how to do what. I just thought it would be better to do it like that so everybody could have a good time and not be worried about, oh, I don't know how to do this. And that way anybody could come in and help that wanted to. They didn't have to know a thing. All they had to know how to do was be able to use a ruler, basically, and learn to use a personal cutter. And that was it. Otherwise, anyone can do it. So they had a great time. We ended up with 87 cards, and they all look really nice. And I'm real pleased with how it all came out. So it was worth my effort. Now, I'll probably have to do it again in 6 months. Aw. Your puppy's 6 months. Yeah, that's about the right time. Hi, Dana. I almost said it wrong. Scrappy girl. I'm just playing in my journal, talking about my projects. So anyway, that took most of my time for the last couple of weeks. We were in Mexico for 2 weeks, and then I got home and I had to start getting that ready because I didn't have a lot of time. So it was fun to do, but I'm glad it's done because I'm ready to get back to doing some other things. But I just thought after all that hustle and bustle, it would be very nice just to do something like this, simple and easy. Let's see. Aw. Lisa, did she say what kind of puppy it was? I don't see that. My hands are so cold right now. Maybe she'll, I started saying maybe she'll show it to us. She can't show it to us. Oh my word. Okay, so I think this is all I'm going to do for now. I'm going to go back and work on these pages I've already started. Because I'm not going to do this whole book today, I know that. Let's see what we got. I'm going to leave that. It's not dry yet. I don't know why that one was there. Okay, back to the beginning. All right. Now, let me get this out of the way. The hot chocolate looks so good. Bye, Lisa. Oh, a cattle dog and a half pit. Wow. That's probably a nice sized little dog. Okay, now I don't know what I want to do next. It's one of those things, you know. Let's see, what do I want to do next? I think I know what I want to do on her. So let's start with that. Some of these things out of the way. I think I want to use some paint pens on her. Let's see what colors we want. I'm going to go with this. Blues, browns. I don't have many browns. Gold. I think it's gold. We'll try some of these. Okay, now I'm not going to do anything over here yet. I'm going to work on her. She's really having to think about things. Let's see. Now this is an Arteza paint pen. I have Poscas and Artezas. Poscas are pretty limited in their color choices. Artezas have a lot of different colors. And they work pretty much the same. Sometimes I see a little bit of difference, but most of the time they're pretty much the same. And I'm not sure if this one's ready. Let's see. Sometimes they sit in there, and some of these haven't even been, oops, that was not good. Some of these haven't even been used yet. I just splattered it. Alrighty, that's better. So I'm just gonna draw around her. Just playing. I don't know about y'all, but I have to turn what I'm working on. I don't have to, but I like to. Hi, Barbara Clark. Barbara Clark is here. Beth, it has been so long since I got to sit down and watch a live stream of yours. I just, here lately, the only time I get to watch anything is after it's done. But I do get to watch sometimes after it's done. I'd rather see it live. It's more fun. But, you know, we do what we gotta do. I was thinking things were going to slow down a little bit, but we got another trip to Mexico middle of January, and that's going to be coming soon. Not only that, next week's Thanksgiving. I cannot believe it. It totally blows my mind. I don't think this paint pen's mixed up well enough. It seems a little translucent. Let's see if I can shake it again without making a huge mess. Yeah, it's still pretty translucent. Paint pens are okay, but sometimes they don't like paper, even if it's good thick paper like this, because it will pill. Will cause it to pill. I think I'm gonna. So you have to do it with a light touch and not scrub at it. I like doing this with alcohol markers the best. I have a drawer full of them, but half of them are dried up. And I don't want to have to think about that right now. I need to go through my drawer and do an inventory and check all of them and see which ones I want to keep to refill and which ones to toss. I have a lot of ink to refill with. But today I just want something easy. Could use my Crayola markers. Olivia got herself a calligraphy. Well, not calligraphy. She's calling it calligraphy, but it's like a, what do they call it? Just to write, just writing, just learning how to write nice letters and stuff. It's not really calligraphy. But I gave her a bunch of pens, so she took those upstairs. I'm sure that's probably what she's doing right now. Yeah, that's not as solid as I would like, but that's all right. I don't know if this gal has a headache or if she's just thinking really hard. I'm going to pretend like she's trying to send somebody a message telepathically. Telepathic message. Oh, thanks, Barb. This is, no, not really. Wait, maybe it is. It's a Dinic. It says, art can change the world. Join the movement. For the creative, free-thinking, norm-breaking art activist, we are the movement that inspires art and self-expression. A portion of every notebook goes to building schools and to support the artists who design the cover. But it doesn't tell you anything about the paper. It kind of feels like the paper in, what's this gal's name that has these other ones? These, It feels kind of like this paper, only it's white. Probably not quite as, not quite as thick, but almost. Dana Wakely, is that who makes those? Who sponsors those? I think. Unless I've got the wrong person. I'm so bad. I don't remember stuff like that. Sometimes, depending on what it is, I'll remember who made a product if it doesn't have the name on it. But most of the time, I don't keep packaging. I never have. Unless it's something I specifically need to know, then I will. But most of the time, I don't. I'm so bad about that. So when somebody says, "What are you using?" I'm like, I don't know. I refill my alcohol markers with um, hold on. You can tell my mind has been so busy that I can't even think of stuff. But I will tell you, I fill them with with Copic inks. I found a sale on Copic inks one time. A stamp store was going out of business, so I bought these large sizes, and I use them for other things too. I use them to color, to make sprays with, and I just have a little drawer full of them. And so that's what I use. I have like 4 different kinds of alcohol ink markers, and if the color fits, I put it in there. If it doesn't, then it just sits there dried out until I can figure out what to use in it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I need to do now is go through and see, because sometimes it's cheaper to buy a new one if you get the cheaper pens, and usually they work just as well. I found. I do have favorite nibs, but the pens work. The inks work so much similar that you know I don't worry about that too much. Diana Reevely. I think that's, yeah, that is. This is, I have a big one that's done, and then I have this smaller one. This is a, where's a ruler? This is a Diana Reevely. That's who this is. You're right. I just couldn't think of it. This is a 9 by 8.5 cover, and the pages are about 8 by 8.5 or 8, close to 8, 8.25 maybe. So this is a smaller one that I've been working in. My bigger one is already done. I've shown it before. I mean, if you want to see it, I can bring it down and flip through it real fast. But I've done that at least once before. I don't want to do it again. Just whatever. Let me know. But I don't work in my art journals that often. I kind of take, yeah, I like the square one too. I kind of take spurts, and because I'm working on other stuff usually. But when I get them down, I like to take them down and do a lot in them when I have them down. On my big one, I had done a lot of Zentangle or Zen Doodle stuff, and on separate papers. And when I started the journal, I thought, oh, I want to do something with these, and they were ones I didn't want to frame or anything. So I thought, I'm gonna put some of these in here. So a lot of my pages have the Zen doodles that I had already done. So I would put them on the page and then, doodle around it or paint around it or whatever. So it incorporated into the page. And I really liked doing that. That was enjoyable. This one, I have used a lot of magazine or catalog images. These gals come from a catalog, and I can't think, it's like Gruen or something like that, a clothing catalog. Yeah, Barb, me too. But I do so much stuff that gets sold simply because I can't keep it all, and I like to make stuff, and I can't keep it all, so it gets sold, and I don't keep it. So sometimes, I like to just work on something that I can just work on and do whatever I want. And it's really basically just for me, I guess someday somebody will find them and they go, what was she thinking? But you know what? I don't care. It doesn't matter. When I first got my alcohol ink pens, my husband went on a 10-day or 2-week. He used to drive a big um, tour coach, and he was going to be gone for almost 2 weeks. So I had just got the pens, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna play with these. So that's all I did for almost 2 weeks was sit at the kitchen table, which is not the place I usually work. But since he was gone, I could spread it out and leave it there. But I sat at the kitchen table, and that's what I did. I did Zen doodling and all kinds of stuff using my alcohol ink pens, and I like to use it with pit pens because they don't smear. And I had a big time. I had so many things. I had a table full of designs. And from those designs, I had a lot of gifts I gave away. I don't think that I sold any of those. They were all just, you know, I have a few left, but most of them went in my book when I was working on it. So I still have them, but they're in the book. You know, it's not like I can. And then I have a few that I framed. And I don't do that very often. I don't keep many of my creations like that. They usually go to somebody or nowadays get sold or whatever. So now I always try to take pictures. Oh, I'll never think of the name of it. It's like GRUN or something like that. I don't remember. My brain's about that long anymore. Oh, I just happened to see something else you said, Barb, about traveler's notebooks. I haven't seen those. I have to look for one of those. That sounds cool. I might want that. Oh, I was going to show you my little haul that I got. My daughter and my granddaughter were in Texas last weekend for a pickleball tournament, and they had some extra time and went to Hobby Lobby. The Hobby Lobby happened to be having a big sale because they were closing the store. Just that particular one, I think. So they called me and said, "Mom, is there anything you need from Hobby Lobby?" And I said, "I don't know. What do they have?" So they looked around, trying to show me things, and I told them a few things to look for, and told them what I wanted and some of the things they saw. So this is all I had them get just for me. These are those little discs that you put in, um, make binders with. I have a punch that punches the holes, but I don't have any discs, and they're usually like this one's $5.49, and I think we got it for like 79 cents or $1.50 or something. So they got 3 of those, which is about all they had. I think the store was almost empty. And then I thought they had more than one of these. Maybe not. Guess not. Alcohol ink, which is what color? I don't even know. I told them just pick it up. If it's that cheap, just pick it up. Red orange, good color. And these 2 distress sprays, distress oxide sprays. Candied apple and mustard seed. I love mustard seed. I love that. Oh, here's another one. This one is a green. I can't see the name. Oh, apple. So anyway, I can always use these. I can use these in my alcohol inks. I can use in my resin and different things. Gruen. I think that's it, Barbara. I think that's it, Gruen. And you can get a free catalog. I'll send you a free catalog. And then I asked him, she put the camera around and, excuse me, I saw these. I said, stop. So I said, just take every color they have. So this will add to my growing supply of these. So I'm happy with that. So that was my little stash I got from the sale. Yes, Barbara, I make journals in that size. But I kind of like getting one that's already made because I like this paper that they have in them. Yeah, Beth. Where's my? I knew where they were. Oh, here I think. I'll show you the ones I have that I haven't even put in there yet. I just sit and pick out the ones because sometimes, you know, they have them on both pages, on front and back, so it's kind of hard to pick which one you want. But I think I have them in here. Let's see. Where did I put them? I thought I put them in here, but might not have. Still trying to decide if I like this book, if I want to really use it. That's why there's not much in it yet. Here we go. So I think they make good fairies because I like sometimes the clothes that they're wearing are so cool. That one's a little more modern, but you know, can't you just see her with fairy wings? Especially ones like this. See, that would make a nice one. And they come in different sizes. Some of them are small. You know, and they'll have 2 or 3 on the page, and you can cut those out. And they have great big ones that take up the whole page. So I really like getting these. They're just really cute clothes. Hi, Anne. Nice to see you. I'm just working in my, well, I'm not working very much, am I? I'm just working in my art journal. I got a little sidetracked, but you know, that's what I always get sidetracked. So anyway, that's, yeah, I like their catalogs. I cut them up and use every piece I can use because I like them. And I don't think I got the last one. Maybe they didn't send me one because I don't buy anything. I don't know. Yeah, it is a great size for paper dolls. Okay, Barbara, you're influencing me to go look for one of those. Okay, this is copper bronze. Oh, I don't know if I want to use bronze. I think I'll stop at this point and do some line work. Let's see. This should be dry enough. Excuse me. So it's been a busy time lately, but fun too. So I saw a little bit of what I mean a little bit of Ann and Carol this morning. I was like there long enough to say hi and bye, and they were gone because I got there late. I was watching while we were traveling on the way to church. Another reason I like to use the alcohol ink is as opposed to the paint pens is because the surface is smooth. The paint pens sometimes leave a bumpy surface, and it makes your line look bumpy. I watched a guy named I can't think of his first name, but his last name is Brophy, and he uses pit pens for his art. I'm not pit pens, these Posca pens for his art. He's very well known for doing surfboards, skateboards, bicycle art, all that kind of stuff, motorcycles. and all that with Posca pens. Canadian Artisan, hi. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. You may have told me before if you were here before and I have forgotten. But welcome here and thank you for coming. Oh, it's Carol. What am I saying? I forgot you changed your name. Duh. Oh, my word. I forgot, Carol. Sorry. I've had so many things on my mind the last few days. I'm just now settling down. And I don't want that. Just now settling it down. It's not settling too fast either. So please forgive me. See, these pens aren't happy with that. That's what I just had with this paint. They don't like the paint as much. But they'll get over it. I'm like, who is Canadian Artist? Duh. We got snow. Night before last, Carol. First one I first saw it, you're the first one I thought of. Because I thought, oh, Carol's probably already had snow. But sometimes we forget that Canada's not just snow all the time. You know, when you live down in Missouri or down in the States, you've never been there before. You think, oh yeah, they got snow all the time. But you don't. We got about 4 inches. We didn't even know it was going to snow. I haven't even brought my supplies in yet from Friday. They're still out in the trunk of my car. Let's see, I didn't. Oh, there's Pam. Hi, Pam. Thank you for coming. Beth, when I can, I will look and see what I could find. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people use it, you know, for images and stuff. I don't think I still have the magazine. I think the catalog, I think I got rid of it. My husband's upstairs arguing with Alexa again. She doesn't like his voice for some reason. So she doesn't always pay attention to what he's saying for her to do. I get tickled. Oh, this is nice. Just piddling around. Anybody else ever like to piddle around? My mom would say, quit piddling around. We got scooter pooting to do. That meant we needed to get going. We had some running around to do. There's another word she used, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was lollygagging. Could have been. I wish I would have done that brown and black. I think that would have stood out much better. I would have liked that better. But that's okay. No stress. So what's everybody else been doing today besides watching videos, watching live streams? Get anything accomplished? It's awfully quiet upstairs. I wonder if they're all taking a nap. My son-in-law is in Mexico right now on a, I think he went down for a pastor's conference. Sometimes he does that. He puts on a pastor's conference or participates in it as a speaker. I think he comes back tomorrow or the next day, maybe. And then they have to go to Kansas City this coming weekend. And then Thanksgiving will be at their house this year. And we'll probably have between 15 and 20 people. And somebody always shows up that we didn't expect. So we cook appropriately. Worked on Lizzie prompts. Oh, where's Kathy? There's Kathy. Hi, Kathy. I'm a little slow on the uptake today. Thank you for coming, Kathy. Week at a glance page for my journal. Oh. Are you working through a alphabetical list, Barbara? I'm not inspired enough to do that. Or maybe I'm too lazy. I don't know. My lines are getting wobbly. Wow, they're getting really wobbly. Come on, Deborah. Come on, Deborah. Get your lines straight. No wobbly lines right now. We can do wobbly lines later. Let's see. So Barb's doing Zentangles. Beth slept a lot. Oh, that sounds good. What else? When did I miss it? Where's my mouse? Here's my mouse. Let's see what else I missed. Janet had snow today. Oh, Carol did some stitching. Nice. Beth got in her beauty sleep. And Barbara did something really, really ambitious, it sounds like. And Janet worked on Lizzie's prompts. Oh my gosh. That is very ambitious, Barbara. Go for it, girl. We will float your boat. Well, I hope my girls didn't go home without saying goodbye. I don't think they would. I think they might be napping. We're going to have a new toy in the house pretty soon. I'm not sure how, I don't know what the shipping is yet, but my husband ordered a laser cutter last night. So I'm sure that's going to be exciting. I have a feeling I will be heavily involved with that. as far as creating the files go. He'll have to learn to do it himself, though. It's not that hard. You're very beautiful now. Oh, Pam, good idea. Kathy just sewed some pillowcases and finished alive. Oh, I'm hoping this week that I'll get some time down here to work on some things that I need to do. Trying to get things out of the way so I can actually do some sewing. And some things done in the house itself. I got one closet, oh, booey. I got one closet straightened out yesterday. I got another one that I want to move to another spot upstairs in the house. And but I don't think I'm going to do that anytime soon because I can only do so much, in so many days in a row because of my back. But I did a lot yesterday, which was very rewarding. Found 4 pairs of pants that were like brand new that I can actually get into since I've lost some weight. That was worth the day right there. I didn't really think that any changes were showing yet from the weight. Because, when you're a big person, it takes a lot of weight loss before you start seeing little changes. And then all of a sudden it seems like, oh, it's a big change. But right now, it little changes. So I didn't really think it was making that much difference. But when I put those pants on and they fit me really well, I was so surprised. Nice. And 4 new pairs of pants that I didn't have to go out and buy that I already paid for. So I didn't totally clean out the closet. I just got the extra stuff out of the way that was underfoot. It's a walk-in closet. And I haven't gone through the racks. I need to go through the racks. But I'm not really ready to do that yet. So that's going to wait. It's not in anybody's way, so it'll be all right. I think people don't realize when you're working on this kind of stuff how long it takes. It takes a long time. It doesn't just happen, it just takes time. Sometimes I forget myself how long it takes. Because you just get so involved in it that it slows your mind down and helps you relax so you don't notice too much. Well, let me see if I can. Wow, 2014. This paint pen is just really thin. This is not the same color, but that's okay. It's close enough. Actually, it's pretty close. I don't know why that one was acting up. Now, Posca pens, the thing I don't like about them is sometimes they spit. It's always right when you don't want them to spit. When they scratch across the paper, it kind of flicks the paint. So you have to kind of be careful about that. I'm just going to put some of this in here. It's just slightly a different color. It's just enough to kind of show up, and I kind of like the way it looks. Gives a little bit of texture. I doubt that you can see it. In fact, I know you can't, but it is showing up a little bit on here. Just enough to make it interesting. Okay, now I want dots, because she's got dots here, so I'm going to put dots here too. And what color do I want them? Maybe I want them black. Let me get some, or purple. Nope. Or tan. Nope. No tan. I'm going to paint that. Okay, first I'm going to paint some tan around here in the empty space. So let me find a paintbrush. This one should do. And let me get that paint in. That's it. Put it over here on some paper. Yeah, that's at what this book started out as, Journaling by Five, and I had never done it before. So I had a great time. I had a lot of fun with it. And those pages still aren't done yet. I still have some more work to do on them. So it was a lot of fun doing it. I kind of do that already. I did that already, but not with the speed. I'm not crazy about the speed. I'd rather just take my time doing it. The same process, but just not have to worry about the time frame. Boy, my hands are shaking. Well, you know what? I'm taking a new medicine, a new diabetic medicine, and I think it makes me a little bit shaky. I just started taking it, and I think it's really working, but it has a few side effects that may go away once it settles down. But I think one of them is that my hands are a little shaky, so. But that's okay. We can always cover it over. You can always paint it over, is what I say. Slap something on top of it, whatever. Thanks, Barb. You know, I love color. Color's my favorite thing. This book's very colorful, so I'm really liking it. I'm not crazy about this paintbrush, but I guess it'll do. I probably have 100 paintbrushes. I'm not the kindest person when it comes to treating how I treat my brushes. So I don't usually buy expensive brushes because of that reason. Get this out of the way. Come on, hands. Calm down. Calm down. This Americana paint, I really like it, but it seems to dry up or thicken up a lot faster than the old craft paints I used to use. The apples and the all those. I really like it though, especially if you're gonna use colored pencil over top of it. I really like that. Where's my paper? But it does seem to not last as long in the bottle. It doesn't seem to have as good a shelf life. I had Apple and Delta paints and all that for years and years and years, and they were still good in the bottles. A couple of years ago when we moved here, or right before we moved, I had so many paints. I gave, probably 250 bottles of paint to a young guy at church who just had a ball with them. His mom said he was painting everything he could get his hands on. So they went to a good home. But after that, I just started getting the Americana paints. I still had some golden paints left from a project back in 2005, and I still have a lot of those. So I'm trying to use some of those up too. But I've been doing so many other paper things that I haven't been painting a lot. I have a big list of things I want to do that I haven't done for a while. But there's just other things that have to be done first before I can start on some more big projects. But I'll get there eventually. I'll get there eventually. As long as my hands and my eyes work, I'll be all right. Are y'all still with me? I was having some internet problems earlier. One of the projects I want to do involves my granddaughter. I want to do a portrait of her. And I think I've been waiting for a picture that I could use, because I usually paint from a picture. And I think I finally have one. So maybe this winter, who knows? There's a lot going on, but maybe this winter I'll make time. I'm not going to get time. I'll have to make time. You know how that goes. And I want to do a portrait of her. I wanted to do it for quite a long time. She's 13 now. Oh, no, she's not either. She's 15 now. She drove us home today from church in her grandfather's big truck. So she's doing pretty good with her driving. Okay, I have a feeling that things are frozen. Oh, maybe not. Thought y'all were frozen. Or that I was. 259. Wow, I'm impressed too. You should be impressed. Isn't it amazing when you look at something like that and you think, oh my gosh, look what I did. Sometimes I go back and see old projects, pictures of them or, whatever. And I'll think, I can't believe I did that. I did that? Hmm. Whatever happened? Why am I not still doing stuff that looks that good? I'd like to do another face in this book. I don't know if I have any that are. I don't know if I have one that's big enough. I'll have to show you. I think one's in here already. All right. Let's see. I'll look through here and see if I have a big face I can do. If I don't, maybe I've got one someplace. Oh, I put one of her in here. Maybe it's in the back where I haven't turned through yet. She might work. I don't know. I like it to be a little bigger than that. I like this page with all the little fairies on here. Here she is. I don't think I have another one that big. This is a magazine image, the face is anyway, that I painted over. So that's all paint over top of the magazine image. And then I made her hair out of music paper and then did the lines on there. And this hand I had done on another page, so I just cut it out and glued it on here. I like that page. I'm kind of beat up. I think that's the only one I had that was big enough. Could do her. Oh, kind of like her like she is. Nope. I'll have to think about that idea and find another picture to do it with. Let's see. She needs tattoo. Maybe she needs one over here too. There you go, honey. All right, let me get my dots going here. Dots, dots, dots. I need the dots. I need some black. Here we go. Maybe I'd rather use a black paint pen. Hi, Heather. Thank you, Heather. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Barbara. A cute little journaling cover. All right, here we go. I'll have to go back and reline the edge of this blue because it's a little wonky. I might wait and do that later when my hands aren't as shaky. I think this is the only one where it has the fairy and the new page together. I think the others are all double spreads. I'll have to go back and fix those so they don't look wonky. Dot. It's a, oh, this pen's got a little piece of fuzz. Come on now, act right. Quit being stubborn. Make your circle. Just do it. You don't have to be perfect, but you do need to cooperate. Just saying. I need to watch my time because I'll get carried away. What time is it? Oh, yeah, lots of time. I have this book on how to draw dragons. It's not the one where you use numbers that everybody's been playing with, or some people have been playing with. It's an actual drawing book that teaches you how to draw different kinds of dragons. I have 2 of them. So not too long ago, I got my sketch pad out and my pencils and pencil sharpener and all that, and thought, I'm going to try drawing some of these dragons. I managed to get one drawn, and it was like nerve-wracking. I think I just wasn't in the mood for it right then because I had a lot of things going on. And I thought, maybe it would just give me some quiet time to do something, but it was too much to do at that time. So he came out pretty nice, but he's not great. I haven't colored him or anything. All I've done is a line drawing, a little bit of shading. All right. Okay. Get a swig. Thank you, Barbara. It's fun. It's coming along. I thought about working in that other one, but I couldn't think of what I wanted to do in there at all, so I'll go back to it at some other time. It's got a lot of napkins in it. I might just, a lot of napkins, so it'd probably be a good idea to make it into a napkin journal, because I already have so many in there. Sorry, I had to use a tissue. Okay, so all right, I like checkerboards. I put checkerboards in almost all of my Zen tangling stuff. Not Zen tangling, what do they call it? Zen doodling stuff. So I think I'm going to put some in this one too, because I can. It's just something I like to do. So here we go. Let's see, how do I want to do it? I think we want to follow the line. Doesn't have to be even. 6 o'clock, dear. And over here, I'm encroaching. Fix these dots while I can. Bye, Carol. Yes, Heather, they are. I don't have that much imagination. I think I can copy anything, but I have a hard time with original stuff. I think Carol's really good at that. I'll see a technique and I'll get a great idea to use it with. But as far as coming up with a thing in the first place, I'm not that good at that. Boy, you give me an idea and I'll take it like crazy. Take it to the edge. Okay, now we do another one. I think I'm just going to do a two-piece checkerboard. I don't know how else to say that. Carol is such a very creative person, and she's like me. She likes to do a lot of different things, and it's just fun. Really fun. Now, I think I'm trying to think if I want to incorporate some red. I like red too. I put red in here with this tan. There's no red otherwise except for her lips are kind of reddish. I don't know if I want to take the chance. Do I want to take the chance? Try some red in here. What's the worst that can happen? The red police will come and get me? Maybe. Let's do this. Right straight down there. Right straight up here. That'll be a cockeyed corner. Let's see. I think I'm going to do some red. I love red. I really am a red girl. I red my kitchen. I've red my bathroom. Red and dark brown. Yep, I think I'm going to use red. Sounds right. Okay, so I'm rolling back here to get other things. Let's see. I'll try this first. Sharpie has a nice red, so let me see if it'll go over this. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. I can go sit here and watch her do all that. Thanks, Janet. I appreciate you coming by. I'm not going to do all this while y'all watch. I'll do a little bit of it just so we can see how it's going to look. And then I'll do the rest of that later. Well, that's not going over that too well. So I'm going to get out the Poscas. Barbara. It's kind of mesmerizing, isn't it? So I usually just take the biggest one I could fit in there and go around and fill in as much as I can. And then I take the smaller tip and get the other details. And sometimes I mess up like I did right there, but that's all right. See, this red, I don't know if you can tell it. It's an orangey red. Posca's red is orangey or almost pinkish, but more, well, I'm going to say salmon. Anyway, it's not a bright fire engine red like I like. That's why sometimes I just pick either the alcohol ink red or the Sharpie red. Sharpie red is the best, I think. It's my favorite anyway. So normally I go through and I do what I'm doing now. Then I go back and I get into the corners. Or the little spots where I can't reach very well. Then I reline it actually with my pen so the black shows up. Because after doing all this, you're hitting some of the black. You can't help it. I mean, otherwise it'd take you a million years to get every single one perfect, you know. So it doesn't take as long as you would think to get it to the messy point, but it takes a little while to get it to the good point. So now I have to decide, do I really want to keep that tan and red, or do I want to go with my black and fill it? Oh, decisions, decisions. It's not rocket science, is it? Yeah, it actually looks a little brighter on the camera than it does on the paper. And I'm sure part of it is because it's going over this tan paint, but it's just that color. It's not a, it's not a red red. I mean, if you look right here, let me see. So you could see the difference right here. That's the Sharpie. These three are the Sharpie, and then the rest is this Posca pen. So it really is a lighter shade of red. Oh, I messed up somehow here. Okay, we'll have to fix that. A tip for doing this and not messing up like I just did, color the wrong square. Usually I go through here with my pen and I tap each single one so there's a little dot in there, and I know that's the one to color, because I'll get distracted and color every single one in a row. Okay, so that's the first pass. Now, I decided I'm going to put black, just because I think it'll be a good contrast against the tan background. So, get some of those going. And you can see how I'm not getting it exact, so I'll go back and fix it. Some of it'll fix when I redraw the lines, but some of it I actually have to go back and fill some more. Boy, those circles look terrible. I'll probably fix them too. You never know. My normal process when I'm doing these kinds of things is I draw my designs in pencil, then I go over it with my ink pens, then I color it, and I go over it again sometimes, most of the time, with the pens and clean stuff up a little bit. And then I'm usually pretty happy with it. It's never perfect, but you know, if I wanted perfect, I'd do it on the computer. I want it to look like somebody drew it. Now you can kind of tell how that's going to pop a lot more. Oh, that's nice, Pam. I don't know what they're doing upstairs, but they're giggling. I like tan and red really well together. I used to have that in my living room, tan and red. Oops. My daughter has the funniest laugh. She snorts and carries on. know what they're talking about. It's not going to take me too long to finish this part, I don't think. I might just go ahead and finish it since Barbara's so nice about watching. You know, I get to concentrating on things and my voice just gets quieter and quieter and quieter. I'm surprised you can even hear me sometimes. My hands are just really not very coordinated today. It's hypnotizing to me too. That's why sometimes I forget what I'm doing and do several in a row without skipping. I've got to get an eye exam again. My eyes are so bad right now. Keep getting a fuzz on my pen. If this isn't the one I did wrong. Let's see. No, it's over here. Okay. So it's still a little cockeyed, but it's going to have to be. Cockeyed's fun sometimes. See, the initial part doesn't take very long. Then I've done a good enough job on the black. Any little lines I missed on the black will be covered up whenever I reline it. And I'll just go back on the red ones and fix them a little bit where they need it. And some of them will get covered too by the black. Oh, I'm sure it will, Pam. I love the checkerboard. I almost always have a checkerboard. I almost always have the daisy thing, daisy flowers. I like the pea pods, is what I call them. I don't know what their correct names are. I never did worry about that. But there's a couple of them that I have a tendency to use a lot. This morning I was watching somebody who was making wire rings, and then I was looking at some of his pendants, wire wrapped pendants. I haven't done any of that in a while. I'm kind of itching to do some of that even. But you know what? I can't do everything at once. Just have to take my time. But it sure makes me want to. get so inspired by what other people are doing. It takes us down a different path. And I really want to get some things accomplished this winter that need to be done. Because in the winter, well, I don't go very much anyway, unless to the doctor's appointment, nail appointment, or hair appointment. That's about all. Or church, but by myself, I usually don't go anywhere much. In the wintertime, I drive so seldom that my husband puts a trickle charger on my car so the battery won't die. So that's how much I go in the winter. So hopefully I'll get some things done, except for going to Mexico in January. Should have a pretty lot of time to get some stuff done this winter. Of course, unless I mess around and do new stuff instead of what I need to be doing. So that's what happens. I have done so many things in the past, different projects, different media, that I get on YouTube or Pinterest and just start looking around when I'm waiting for the doctor or something, something I'm pilling around. And I get too inspired and I think, oh, I want to go back and do that. Lord knows I've got all the supplies. I've got a big box of canteen gourds that I'd like to work on. I don't do gourds anymore because the dust, I have mold and mildew allergies, so the dust really bothers me. So I had to quit doing it. But I still have a big box of canteen gourds, the last ones I bought, and they're really nice. So what I'd like to do with them is make some yarn bowls out of them. I used to do a lot of birds and hens and stuff like that out of gourds and bowls and what have you. But I can't do that so much anymore. And jewelry. I made gourd jewelry. Okay, I think that looks pretty good enough to, where's my lid? Pretty good enough to put in the black lines. This hot chocolate smells so good, but it's ice cold. That's too cold. Okay, let's see. Where's my... So now all I do is I just go straight across, straighten out the crooked lines, the messy painting, while I redraw the checkerboard. And that just neatens it all up. Most of the time. And then I'll go back the other way also. I have this big Christmas ornament that I started last week. I have it half covered. So when it's finished, totally finished, I'm going to show it. I don't know if I'll totally finish it this week or not. It just depends. I should be able to if I just get with it and do it, which I probably will do. I need to get some things done before his new toy gets here and he wants me to help him. Otherwise, I'll be irritated because I have to stop what I'm doing. It's not finished and help him do his project. And that's his project too. So then you see you know what I mean. But that's all right, whatever. New toys are always fun. He's wanted one for a long time, but he's put off getting it because of the cost. I said, just get it. Just get it. I said, you can afford it. He says, it's not that I can afford it. He says, I don't want to afford it. He has a hard time buying stuff for himself unless he has a good reason. And then it takes him a very long time to figure out what he wants, what brand and all that. So he's been looking at these for over a year. And don't even get me started about car shopping. Oh my word. I usually know which one I want right away. And then I have to decide if I can justify the cost or whatever, if it's something big. But he just has a hard time getting something for himself. So it makes him feel better if I get something at the same time. So he doesn't feel like he's just spending money on himself. So I usually just have to say, okay, that's enough looking. Now it's time to go buy it. Just go buy it. Just go buy it. See, this is almost done, this part. Uh-oh. Cammy, how did you get down here? Well, the dog was down here in the wood shop, and she's going to get in trouble for that because she probably went potty over there because somebody let her downstairs without watching her.
What'd you say?
Cammy was down here in the wood shop.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how she got down here. She's sneaky. Yeah, I snuck down. Silly little dog. All right, now let's do the edge, and I'm going to stop working on this one. Move on to another page. So we're not putting up our big Christmas tree this year. I have a small, like a 4-foot tree that I usually put in the kitchen, corner in the kitchen, just because I have it and it looks cute there. And I'm going to take it and I think I'm going to add some pine cones to it. And then I've got some white flocking. I'm going to do a flock tree. We haven't had one of those in many, many years. So I think that's what we're doing. I'm not sure what we're going to put ornaments on it. It actually has colored lights, I think. Or maybe they're white. I think they're white, so that'll be fine. But instead of getting the great big tree out, that's what we're going to do. We don't have any little bitty kids anymore. Just one granddaughter. And like I said, she's 15, so. But we'll see how we like that. We might go back to the big one next year. All our Christmas decorations are outside in a little barn. And he has to drag them all in. He says, I just really don't want to drag that tree in this year. And I usually put decorations up around Thanksgiving, usually. And kids always go out and shop. So we're usually home by the evening because they usually have Thanksgiving at their house. And so that puts us home in the evening, and I have time to decorate the tree. Used to. Now it takes me a couple days to do it. I don't have the energy anymore. I have to rest between bulbs or between ornaments. I have to sit down and rest for a minute before I go put the other ornament up. We just got new ornaments and a new tree. But it really wasn't the tree I wanted. I wanted a tall, skinny tree. Real skinny. We got tall, but we didn't get skinny. So we got about 15 minutes left here before I leave. And I'm probably just going to get this one done. Guess I could work on this other page beside it. Get something started on it. Not sure what I want to do. See how nice this is looking now that I went back and redrew the lines? Looks a lot sharper. I like doing checkerboards that aren't evenly spaced, so that, let's say this one is kind of like down here to where some of it's narrower than the other side, especially when you're going around a circle. It looks pretty cool. I think I like it. Last couple of falls, we thought we would have a get together at our. We live kind of far away from the rest of our church members. We're south from where they are. We go to the same church we went to before, and we've moved 40 minutes, well, an hour away from the church. So we're kind of far, but we're kind of out in the country more. And we were going to have, we've talked several times about having some weenie roasts out here. Just invite everybody. And every time we decide we're going to do it, the weather doesn't cooperate. I mean, it does like it just did. It turns really cold without having a very long fall, so you don't have time to do anything because the weather changes so fast. It's really cold then. So I think that's what's going to happen again this year. I don't think we're going to have any get-togethers. He likes to take all the little kids and pile them up in the wagon behind the side-by-side and take them all up and down the road and around the woods, and so they can have a big time. And the bigger kids, they get their bikes and ride, and I'll do all that kind of stuff. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. Too cold already. Everybody's been so busy. Can't get it planned. at a convenient time. So, okay, is that it? Oh, I got one more little area. I'll probably come back at some point and find more little places, but right now that's fine. That looks good. What do you think? You like that? I think Barbara probably went to sleep. I hypnotized her. Oops. Hypnotized her into going to sleep. She just thought she could watch that whole thing. Straighten these circles out a little bit. Oh, it's just nice to slow down and do something relaxing. Somebody else is taking care of the dogs. Mostly. Already had a big dinner, so I don't have to cook. Got my laundry caught up yesterday, so I don't have to think about that. So when I go upstairs, I can just sit down in the recliner, put my feet up, let the dogs on my lap, and relax. And then start all over again tomorrow. My granddaughter just got a really nice sponsor for her pickleball, Chicken and Pickle. I don't know if any of you are familiar with them. It's like a franchise that they sell chicken, fried chicken, and they have pickleball courts also. And they sponsor pickleball, especially youth. Like they have a series called Next Gen, and they're kids up to 23 years old competing, and they're expected to be the next generation of pros. And that's what my granddaughter wants to do. She wants to be a pro pickleball player. So she's been pretty busy this summer. She still has several more tournaments this winter. And so she just got Chicken and Pickle as her newest sponsor. And then she's got another new sponsor, which is a clothing company called Lululemon, I think is what it's called. And they do like tennis clothes and stuff like that. And Barb's still awake. So she's supposed to be going to get a fitting for her clothes that they're going to give her, and she'll probably do some kind of things for the company. So that's a nice sponsor. And she has a couple other sponsors that give her discounted stuff and all that. So she's on her way to doing a good job. She plays pretty well. She loves it. She's been doing tournaments for 3 years now, I think. first tournament she played, she was the youngest, and her male partner was the oldest. He was in his 80s, like 86 or something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but it was really cute. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do to that page. I like that. I don't think I'm going to leave that empty. Then over here, I'm not so sure what I want to do. I think I want to put some flowers down here, maybe. I kind of wanted to just do drawing on these pages that I've painted, just to, draw stuff instead of having magazine stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Like that idea. Since I have so many fairies in here, it'll be nice to have something that's, not. So I'm going to do some tall flowers with some tall skinny leaves on here, I think. Let's see, where am I? I hope I got about 3 minutes. One of the things I like about coloring in color books is, well, the ones that I pick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, is they're mostly fantasy stuff. So I don't have to, if I want to make a green lady, I can make a green lady. And I don't have to feel funny about doing it. If I want to make a purple dog, I can make a purple dog or whatever, because it's not real. It's just a fantasy thing. And I like that. You can be realistic if you want to, but you don't have to be. It just makes it fun. Nobody else knows what it's supposed to look like but me. So however it turns out, that's the way it's supposed to be. You don't have to worry yourself about, am I doing this right? Who cares? Just do it however you want. And it comes out right. Now I think Mary's coming on after me. I don't really know. Sometimes she does. Sometimes she does not. But you might want to go check her out, see if she does. I'm sure she'll do something that's fun. She always does. I think I might come back in on this and paint these with a brush. And they'll be cute. Nothing special, but they'll be cute. And then, who knows, I might do another checkerboard around here, frame it in. Okay, so I will see y'all next time. Thank you for coming by and sticking around. Thanks, Heather. Barb, thanks for sticking around, and Pam. Be nice to yourself this week and be nice to someone else. And hopefully I'll see you next week and see you around. Goodbye.